evening from Northern California and Oakland. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Jay, Oracle Arena, oldest building in the league. Crazy to think this is its final season.
And Ed, if I know these fans and I know this team, they're going out with a bang. Good luck walking out of Oracle with a dub in Dub Nation.
They've had a lot to cheer about in recent years. Let's get ready for this one. And Jay, this is the pinnacle. Guys with guard-like skills in a big man's body. I give you Ben Simmons tonight against Kevin Durant.
Ed, there's a new wave of players in today's game, 7-footers with versatility. It's called positionless basketball. Traditionally, you would not have had guys like Ben Simmons or KD do things that they're doing with the basketball. Even though their games are quite different, KD way more smooth with his handle, can shoot the three from deep, extended range, almost to half court, whereas Ben Simmons, still a great handle, but a dynamic passer with the vision of a guy like Magic Johnson, has a bigger upper body that can beast you down low on the block and absorb contact at a better rate than KD.
It's Curry controlling the offense. Russell to Curry. Joel Embiid.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Russell. The pass set it all up.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Simmons with it. They trail by 2. Richardson. A bad pass there. Warriors have it.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
And Stephen Curry, the fastest release in the NBA, hits the 3.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
Ben Simmons, couple of free throws on the way. 56% for his career. First one, count it. Two for 2 on that trip. It's Steph Curry with the rock. To Russell. Joel Embiid sends it away to the rim.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
That's out. Last touch by Joel Embiid. Russell. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with this steal. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Zaire Smith at the line. Nope, first one does not go. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Curry into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Here comes the screen. Curry gets it in the right corner. To Curry. Not that time. To Richardson. Lets it fly from long range. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Sixers control it. Harris to Simmons. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for two.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Ben Simmons at the line for two shots. Hasn't missed yet. First free throw is good. Golden State. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Livingston across the timeline. Leads 4. To Green. Here comes the screen. Green. Cauley-Stein powers it through.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Warriors basketball. Livingston to Alec Burks. Gathered in by Parker. To Simmons. Finish that.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Livingston to bring it up. Leads a bucket. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Simmons into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Now here's your chance to make them pay for making you the target of hacking. Well, actually, your free throw shooting made you a target. But you can still fix that.
Ben Simmons. He's got 2 shots coming. He's perfect from the line so far. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Livingston across the timeline. Leads 3. Cauley-Stein. Another chance. Offensive board. And he'll head to the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Jonas Jerebko, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 76% from the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Draymond Green tips it. That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Free throws coming up.
Everybody in the building understands he's been a known target. Looks like they're hacking early in this one.
That's his second personal foul.
Ben Simmons at the line for 2 shots. At the line, he's shooting 87%. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws.
For Golden State, number 4.
Warriors have the basketball. Livingston to Alec Burks. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. Alec Burks to Green. Warriors with 4 to shoot. Shot clock violation.
Golden State.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 19.
To Parker. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Livingston to bring it up. Up by 3. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? Had a chance, but it's no good. Knocked loose. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. It remains Sixers basketball. Parker. 5 on the shot clock for Philadelphia. Parker.
To number 13, Alec Burks. For Philadelphia.
Tony Parker is going to get 3 shots here. Shoots it at 75% for his career. Oops, he missed the first one. Second and 3, got it. Deep 3 at the buzzer. So we played one here at Oracle with the Warriors on top. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
Yeah, both teams have came out. They played with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
Richardson. And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First try at the line, no good. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Russell into the front court. He'll run the offense to Shaun Livingston. Draymond Green, 3 for 3 in this first half.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Simmons with it. Down 2. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Livingston to Green. Ah, the monster stuff.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Nice pass to set things up. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable. And almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
To Shaun Livingston. Down for Looney. Nice pass to set things up.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Kevon Looney pins it. And they retain the possession. Warriors have the basketball. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Number 9, Kyle O'Quinn. Subbing in for Golden State, number 4.
Harris to Horford. There it is, Al Horford. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
To Horford. And the rebound taken by the Warriors. Russell with it up top. The lead stands at 9. Yes, D'Angelo Russell. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Hey, look, pretty dudes can mix it up once in a while too, I guess.
Sixers have the basketball to Tobias Harris. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Richardson. From long range. He was all over him. Russell into the front court. The advantage is 13 points. Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
There you go. I like seeing the scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter.
This offer is only valid during today's game, so take advantage of this great opportunity.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Simmons to Embiid. And he's going to the free throw line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Joel Embiid has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 77% at the line. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. Curry with the ball. To Russell. Curry. Rebound Horford. from 2 points. High percentage.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Russell with it up top. The lead is 11. Fires the three. Can't fault the defense. D'Angelo Russell hits.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance. They're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Josh Richardson shakes free and hits.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Two-point shot for Curry. Not that time.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Curry into the front court. It's an 11-point game. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Simmons to Richardson. Beyond the arc for three. Smothering D. Yes, D'Angelo Russell. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Okay, hacking does still exist. Might be setting the tone for the second half here.
First one, count it.
Good shot.
Shot, boy.
And he makes them both. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Warriors with a commanding lead.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Warriors were the dominant team in that first half, without question. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Golden State Warriors. The 76ers have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Field goals.
As you can see in the highlights, this team did a terrible job of adjusting to the flow of the game. They're also lacking effort in their execution.
Player of the half.
Draymond Green has the defense figured out, and his shots are falling for him. That's a lethal combination that will be hard to overcome.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Philadelphia with the basketball to Embiid. Joel Embiid. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Here comes the screen. Curry. Short jumper stays out.
And Ed, that's what you see this defense doing. They're capitalizing on the momentum gained from getting a multitude of stops defensively.
Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Here's Simmons with it up top. The deficit now up to 13. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Richardson. He engulfed him that time.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Almost, and he's not getting the call.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
To Richardson, fires the three. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Too much contact, and free throws coming. D'Angelo Russell, a couple of free throws on the way. Shoots it at 75% for his career. First free throw is good. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Zaire Smith at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Free throw good for the three-point play. It's back to a 14-point game. It's Steph at the controls. To Russell. Takes stock of the floor. Yes, D'Angelo Russell. He's now 5 for 6.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Willie Cauley-Stein with the block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Curry with the basketball.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Tobias Harris above the rim.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
to Russell. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark. Into the front court comes Simmons. Trailing by 14. Throws it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Russell into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Curry. Russell off the mark. Simmons with it. The deficit now up to a dozen. Joel Embiid. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Possession lies with Golden State. Curry to Russell. Curry. Can't get the bounce. Smith into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Full throttle right to the basket for the deuce.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
New blood coming in for both sides.
Entering the game for the Philadelphia 76ers.
No good and no foul. Alec Burks to Shaun Livingston. Knocks it down off the step back.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Simmons to Embiid. Willie Cauley-Stein swats it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Al Horford snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Simmons to Richardson. 4-3. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Horford. Turns and slams it down.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Oh, he got there.
That's great hustle getting back on D.
On a bad pass. Going to be taken away by the Warriors. That does it for the quarter. The Warriors enjoying some breathing room right now. The Warriors with the basketball to begin the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
It's good.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up.
Turn to page 15 in today's game program for the latest trivia question and submit your answer on the team website. One lucky winner will have a chance to receive $500 by making a half-court shot.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Richardson to Horford. That's out. Last touch by Al Horford. Livingston to Alec Burks. Won't go.
After a miss like that, you at least have to rub your hands on your shorts, at least make it seem like the ball slipped.
Oh, Ben Simmons, not looking pretty. 3 for 10.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA Awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Livingston across the timeline. Lead stands at 10. Josh Richardson able to recover with the block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. And a chance coming up at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Ben Simmons at the line for 2 shots. He's shooting 91% from the foul line. And hits the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Russell with it up top. It's an 8-point lead. Short jumper misses. To Richardson for 3, and Josh Richardson, 0 hesitation on that one. Buries the 3.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Okay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Time for some new personnel into the game. Russell. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Simmons to the basket, but his shot stays out. Curry to bring it up. Lead stands at 7. To Russell. Ben Simmons with a piece.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Green. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Simmons to Tobias Harris. Here's a chance from long range. Textbook defense.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Great feed, sets it up, and finishes. Draymond takes it out on the rim.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Simmons to Embiid. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Joel Embiid. He's got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw.
You've been working on your game.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Golden State at the controls to Russell. Here comes the screen. Now a drive, but the shot won't fall. To Simmons. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
Able to convert inside.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Draymond Green rejects it.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Simmons driving, but a shot no good.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player a short arm shot.
Shot from the lane won't go.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jarring is only going to escalate.
Here's Curry with it up top. Up by 6. Here comes the screen. Curry to Green. Flushes it home.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there, but see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer, always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Count the basket at the rim.
Curry, obviously the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Yeah, I said it. But he's so good at driving and using his body to shield off the contact.
Sixers call for time, but this game's in the balance, and time is of the essence. And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Ben Simmons, a couple of free throws on the way. Coach likes this number, 92%. First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line.
Good shot.
Curry has it. probing the defense. Curry to Green. That's a 24-second violation. Josh Richardson. Now that's a contest. It's the Warriors who get the victory as they take care of business at home. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Warriors finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. The 76ers must be devastated after such a close loss. Chemistry was clearly not the issue today because they were definitely sharing the ball well. Still, everyone knows they'd rather be sharing the joy of a victory. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored. For the Philadelphia 76ers,
Game track. 3-point shooting.
each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Day-Day really impressed me with the way he redirected shots. Watching him block shots was only slightly more fun than watching how his teammates were reacting to them.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Take a look at the upcoming games for the Golden State Warriors. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.